Hey guys! Since last week we've been exploring the west side of the Peloponnese here in Greece. And this week we're heading to Ancient Olympia, the birthplace of the Olympic Games. We're also going to see what happens when a big cruise ship gets a little too close to shore. He's in trouble.
I think so, yeah.
We were getting closer and closer to the rocks, and I said, there's no way he's gonna hit the rocks, and the next thing I know, we hit right up against the rocks.
So, if you're new here, I'm Rox, this is Vic, and almost a year ago we left our lives in the Netherlands to live full-time on our sailboat. We spent 7 months in Italy turning our boat into a floating home, and then crossed over to Greece to explore this beautiful country by boat. So, if that sounds like your kind of adventure, we want to welcome you to Sailing Ocean Air. Look at the size of the thing. Here's our dinghy. Holy moly. These jellyfish are called Rhizostoma pulmo. Nice. In Dutch we call them cauliflower jellyfish. Way easier. Anyways, we are taking you guys to Olympia. It's the place where the very first Olympics were hosted. So that's where we're going in a few days, maybe in 2 days or something, right?
Yeah, maybe. Let's check the weather. Pick a day that's not too hot. Pick the most cloudy day. Friday we will get some storms probably, so then we want to be on the boat.
Yeah.
What's now? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah, probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
Yay!
I'm going for a swim.
Yeah, Vic is going for a swim actually with all the jellyfish here.
This thing should be mild. They say it's the biggest jellyfish of the Mediterranean.
Well, they are big because
This is small. They can grow up to 90 centimeters.
Yeah, I know, but if you take a look at that one over there, for example, that one is, I guess, 1.5 times the size of our head.
Yeah, it's big. But the sting is mild.
The video really doesn't do justice to how big they are.
So let me catch one.
Yeah, go in. As you might have seen in our previous episodes, our drone went swimming and it didn't like it.
We tried to fix it, but it's still not working properly. And I thought there must be a waterproof drone by now. So I did some digging and I came across Hover Air.
We reached out to them and they answered our prayers. They sent us AQUA. This is the world's first waterproof self-flying camera.
This thing really is a game changer for us.
Meet AQUA, our newest crew member. If it falls in the water, no problem. It's built for that.
Upside down, watch this.
Reverse upside down. Attempting turtle flip.
It can safely take off and land on the water. Or you can summon it to catch it.
This is the lighthouse. You wear this device around your arm with the black part up. And with the help of RTK, it knows exactly where you are with centimeter level accuracy.
AQUA has more than 10 different self-flying modes you can choose from. You can control it using the app or by the beacon and joysticks. Now, let's get wet and show you what it can do. Okay, let's go!
We will show a lot more features in the upcoming episodes. This thing is amazing. If you want more info or buy one for yourself, the link is down in the description. And Hover Air, thank you very much for sponsoring this week's episode.
Hey guys, good morning.
Morning.
Today we're gonna take you to Olympia.
I think it's the place where the Olympic Games started, where
Yeah,
it originated.
So we're gonna take you there today. How fun is that? And to get there, we are actually here in the train in Katakolo. Katakolo. So as you can see, it's not very crowded in the train today, which is very nice. And a round trip ticket for the train is €10 per person.
I think the Over there to the museum is 20 a person.
Yeah, so let's say 30 euros per person if you go from Katakolo.
Train leaves at 9:15 and you're supposed to go back by 1:30 p.m.
So that means you have 3 full hours to walk around in.
There's the train.
Yeah.
The train will take 52 minutes. It also stops in Pirgos.
Exciting! There are places you visit where you can really feel the history around you. But every now and then you come across a place where the history is still very much connected to the world we live in today. And Ancient Olympia is one of those places. Because this is where the Olympic Games began. More than 2,000 years later, we still gather every 4 years to celebrate the same tradition that started right here. So, for the next few minutes, I'm going to take you back to where the Olympic Games began, what actually happened here, who could take part, and what we've discovered since. And if ancient history isn't really your thing, that's totally okay. Feel free to skip ahead to the next part of our adventure. We're not offended, I promise. But if you are into this kind of stuff, stick around because some of the things we found here are pretty incredible. Olympia sits in the western Peloponnese, surrounded by mountains and greenery. And this whole area was considered sacred. At its center was the Altis, a sanctuary dedicated to the gods and the heart of ancient Olympia. And this is where the Olympic Games came in. The first recorded games traditionally took place in 776 before Christ, and they continued for more than 1,000 years, until 393 after Christ. So just think about it. More than 1,000 years of people coming here to compete. And obviously, the Olympics looked very different back then. There were no medals, no sponsorship deals, no Olympic village. The winner received an olive wreath. But the prestige of winning was enormous. Athletes could become famous throughout the Greek world simply because they had won here. And the games weren't just about sport either. They were part of a religious festival dedicated to Zeus. So people weren't simply traveling here to watch athletes run around. Olympia was a place of worship, a celebration, competition, and pilgrimage all at the same time. And one thing I find really interesting is that if you were a Greek man, your social status wasn't supposed to determine whether you could compete. The games weren't reserved only for the wealthy or the elite. Free Greek men could take part. But if you were a woman, completely different story. Women were not allowed to compete in the Olympic Games. And married women were traditionally not even allowed to watch them. Imagine traveling all the way to Olympia, having this massive festival happening around you, and simply being told, yeah, okay, you're a woman, you can't come in. This person is missing a toe. There were, however, separate athletic competitions for women called the Heraia, held in honor of Hera. So women did have their own sporting tradition here, just not the Olympic Games themselves. And then you have the stadium. This was where the competitions took place and thousands of spectators could watch the athletes compete. What I find really cool is that the stadium was directly connected to the sacred area. You guys, this place is so cool. It's unbelievable. It's so big here. There are so many excavations here. I'm really blown away. This is fantastic. But honestly, I think the museum is where Olympia really starts to blow your mind. Because this is where you get to see the things they actually found here. And there are so many of them. Bronze objects, sculptures, terracotta figures, weapons, jewelry, you name it. A lot of these things were offerings to the gods. People traveled to Olympia and deliberately left these objects here as gifts. And that's what I love about archaeology. You can look at something that's thousands of years old and realize that a real person made this. Someone owned it, carried it here, thought it was important enough to leave behind, and now, thousands of years later, we're standing in front of it. And then there's Nike of Paionos. And yes, that Nike. Nike was the ancient Greek goddess of victory, and this sculpture dates back to the 5th century before Christ. So technically, when you're wearing the famous sports brand today, you're carrying around the name of an ancient Greek goddess, which I think is pretty cool. The museum also contains sculptures from the Temple of Zeus, which was one of the most important buildings in the sanctuary. And the more you see, the more you realize how impressive this place must have been when it was actually functioning. Because today we're walking through ruins, broken columns, foundations, bits of walls. But this wasn't how Olympia looked back then. It was filled with huge temples, sculptures, monuments, and people. And then, eventually, it all disappeared. The games were banned in 393 after Christ. And over the centuries, the sanctuary was damaged, abandoned, and eventually buried beneath the landscape. For hundreds of years, Olympia was basically gone, until people started digging it back up. Major excavations began in the 19th century, and archaeologists uncovered thousands of objects and the remains of the ancient sanctuary. And I honestly can't imagine what it must have been like to be one of those archaeologists. You're digging into the ground and suddenly you're uncovering pieces of a world that had been buried for more than 1,000 years. And one of the coolest discoveries was the workshop of Phidias, the famous ancient Greek sculptor. This is where he worked on the enormous statue of Zeus that once stood inside the Temple of Zeus. The original statue is long gone, but it was considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. So, even though the statue itself didn't survive, we can still stand in a place where the person who created it actually worked. The Olympic Games aren't just something we read about in a history book. They actually happened here. For more than 1,000 years, people traveled to this valley to compete and celebrate. And somehow, more than 2,000 years later, we're still talking about them. We're still using the word Olympia. We're still using Nike as a symbol of victory. We're still holding Olympic Games. And now we're here, standing in the middle of it all. There's so much to see here. It's
We didn't make it. We need to go get the train.
yeah.
Train leaves at 1:30, so that sucks.
Yeah, 3 hours is too little time to explore everything, see everything here. It's amazing here. What a nice weather.
It was forecasted, not the wind, but the thunderstorm was forecasted. So with a storm, usually there's wind. But I'm not sure. There's every day there are cruise ships here to drop off people to go to Olympia, I guess. And now they're just pendling them with 4 boats.
In 31 knots of wind.
Yeah, on anchor, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like it because they're not on the dock.
Yeah. Well, nice weather to go to Olympia.
I'm happy we went yesterday.
Yeah, there was no cruise ship yesterday, so it was the only day there was no cruise ship here, so we were quite lucky, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there are more than 3,000 people on the cruise ship, so Olympia will get flooded if one is on the dock here. Especially the train will get flooded and the buses.
Oh yeah, because the train is mini. It
Yeah,
has
it's
only
2 wagons.
Oh yeah, wagons. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 wagons. So yeah, let's see what this storm will bring us. Hopefully not much.
It will take a couple of hours.
Yeah, and the anchor is holding fine, so well.
Well, Let's go inside.
Yep,
It's cold
it is.
for a change. That cruise ship has an elevator.
Yeah, that cruise ship
have
has
you-
an elevator.
Have you ever seen a cruise ship with an elevator on the outside? It's also called Ascent. So that's probably linked to the elevator.
So as you can see, the ship is almost at the, how is it called? The wave breaker. 31, 32 knots. Uh-oh.
The ship is 320 meters long or something. And now they got 30 knots straight on the beam. They're trying to use the stern thrusters, but it's time to power out to the sea, I guess. They're picking up anchor because they're also moving forward, but let's make it quick. They are close though.
Oh shit.
We got a new shipwreck beach. But where are the tugboats? Normally they get tugged in by a tugboat, or at least assisted by one. But the tugboats are on the dock, so they are not assisting him. Maybe we can assist them with our dinghy. Let's push. It weighs 140,000 gross tons. So I don't think we can help them push. No. But why anchor so close? Everybody knows that this storm was coming. And why do you anchor so close to the port? Guys, this ship has a draft of 8.5 meters and they are in the 11 meter zone.
Ay, ay, ay.
Why anchor here? Why don't you just anchor here?
Further. I think the captain had his own idea about
Yeah,
it.
this is the shortest way to go to drop off the people to the port, but yeah,
but
you know a storm is coming, so it's not very smart move, probably.
it's not going well for this ship. Except for that
He's now reversing.
yeah,
He must do it
full
quick.
throttle.
Yeah,
right?
he's now beam on to the wind. He's probably a captain longer than us, but
Yeah, but then still,
still
it was quite close.
there's so much room. Why just anchor so close when you know there's a storm coming? And it's hard to guess the wind speeds because now it's 30, but it could have been 50, and then he was probably fucked. I think he fucked up. Wind picked up,
Kan je daar gaan staan?
35 knots of wind now, and I think he's going towards the rocks. His bow and stern thrusters are pushing, but they don't manage to move the boat. We got 35 knots sustained now, 33, 34.
Ay, ay, ay. Where, can you show us on the map where this boat right now is?
It's delayed a little bit.
Yeah, but then still. Oh yeah, oh my god.
It's close.
Oh no. He's in trouble.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh my god.
But where are the tugboats? The tugboat is just there. Why not help him? Look at the stern thruster.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he's going to shore. He's going on the rocks, on the wave breaker.
I think so, yeah. Because his draft is 8.5 meters and he already is in 10, so or less, because it's sand, so it shifts. Holy hell. Look at the chart.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
Maybe it's already grounded. I'm not sure how deep it is there, but
Oh my god. And now it's Ay, ay, ay.
but can he just
Reverse,
I'm not
right?
sure. Yeah, reverse. If you guys have experience with ships this big, with bow thrusters, stern thrusters, and probably one or two main engines, can't he just use his bow and stern thruster and then just back out? Because if he backs out a little bit, yeah, then still no way to turn it probably, but or back out and then only use the stern thruster and then just reverse out or something.
Look guys, the tugboat.
Yeah, tugboat.
The tugboat is probably going to help them.
It's a bit late.
Yeah, just a tiny bit late.
Yeah.
Look guys, this is a problem. Look guys, the tugboat is now at the front of the cruise ship.
Yeah, pulling. I think they are managing to pull him away. But it was definitely on the seabed. I'm sure it was grounded.
Yeah.
Must be.
How many knots of wind do we have now? Because it feels
18, 19, yeah, it's
Yeah.
dropping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most of it is past.
The worst, right? Has passed.
Yeah. This was an hour ago. Yeah, so the worst is past.
Phew. That
Going
low?
forward. Uh-oh, it's going forward again.
Whoa!
Yeah, it is low.
That fishing boat is
Yeah, probably filming.
yep, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's a towing line.
Ah yeah.
Now it's pulling again. But why not just power in reverse, just power out? Should be possible, I think. Or maybe by some bigger, older ships, they need to stall the engine and start it in reverse because there's no gearbox. So maybe that's the case with this one also. I'm not sure. I will do some research in a bit. But it is from 2023, so I'm not sure. But some of the engines, if you want to go forward, you start it in forward. And if you want to go in reverse, you need to stop the engine and start it in reverse.
But like stop as in power off?
Yeah, as in stall the engine and then
Oh,
start it in
wow.
reverse. I think that's probably the case, so they cannot go reverse. Because the engine is still in forward, I think.
What the fuck?
Not sure, but I will do some research on what engine is in there and how it is powered.
Anyways, let's check the chart plotter. Look guys,
This is the tugboat.
yeah,
They're lucky the wind has dropped now.
yeah. They were so close.
No, I think they were
Yeah, I think they were stuck
grounded.
like
Yeah.
grounded as well, but they
It
still
has to be, it has to be.
it was
They were
so
on-
close to the wave breaker.
Yeah, because the sand bottom is probably less than 8.5 meters, so it was just on the sand.
Yeah.
You can see all the sand is coming that they've washed up.
Not sure if you can see it on the video, but
There's another little tugboat or something coming.
you see. All of that difference in color in the water is all the sand that is coming in this direction now because of the cruise ship.
I think if you're a cruise ship captain, they are hiring. Because I think this guy will get the sack. Probably.
So what do you think that their next move will be?
There.
Yeah.
They're probably aground again. So maybe they're starting it in reverse and trying to reverse out. They have to. So now I don't get it at all, because it has 2 pots and 4 tunnel bow and stern thrusters. So it has 2 V12 4-stroke diesels with almost 20,000 horsepower each, with pots, meaning the pots can just turn around and reverse out.
Oh,
So what the fuck, why not just power out with 40,000 horsepower? I'm confused, because it has enough power and it can just turn around the pot in any direction and just power out to sea. So I'm not sure what he is doing, but
well, he's not doing the right thing probably.
no, don't think so. But hey, I'm not a cruise ship captain, so
That's
do
also
I know?
very true. Okay, so
I think it's off.
the cruise ship is going in reverse. This was an exciting morning.
Yeah. Didn't expect that, to see a cruise ship run aground.
Yeah, it's not something you see every day, right? So, anyways, there's almost no wind anymore. Well,
There's 17 knots,
yeah, there's
and
still
it's turning around.
Yeah, exactly. So we're now
Beam on to the waves, so this is very comfortable.
very comfortable.
It wants to turn into the wind, but it can't because of the waves. So now we're maximum. Look at this.
Holy shit.
But
this
the
is terrible.
catamaran over there also has
Yeah.
is also rolling. Probably half what we are doing, but
Well,
wee. This is a downside when you buy a monohull.
okay guys, so we got an update about the cruise ship.
Not so smart. I saw him drop his anchor right there, just now.
It's
Again, the same
almost
spot.
the same spot as where this all started. Good job, Captain. Nice.
Just to get some tourists to Olympia.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're not even sure.
Why not just? I get it. The dock is very low, so probably with waves and wind, it's not ideal to be at the dock. But just anchor fucking 100 meters. Give yourself some space.
Yeah, because if he turns now,
Yeah,
it will be the same as what just happened. Perfect. So, we decided to go to shore because the rolling is terrible.
So we met a lovely family, and they were staying on the cruise ship. And my suspicions were right. They were on the rocks this morning, right?
Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, so we've been on a lot of cruise ships, and I don't think I've ever been nervous like I was today, because all of a sudden I realized the wind was coming in, the boat was turning, and we were getting closer and closer to the rocks. And I said, there's no way he's gonna hit the rocks. And the next thing I know, we hit right up against the rocks. And we were watching the captain, and I was hoping he knew what he was doing. So luckily, we made it out safe. But it was a pretty scary, traumatic experience.
Yeah,
but we're here.
Yeah,
We're
you're here.
so we're
You're
good.
all safe,
We're
so
doing okay.
that's nice. But
Yes.
because it took a few hours, and also the captain was not on board, right?
Correct.
At
So
the
we
moment
found out
that
from
it
other
happened.
people that the captain was actually on the mainland, and then he jumped on a tender, drove himself to the boat, jumped off, and sounds like he got into crisis mode. But I'm looking forward to talking to him tomorrow and asking him what exactly happened, because I don't think that was planned.
No, don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're here, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
So we spoke with a family who was aboard the cruise ship yesterday when it grounded, and apparently the captain was on shore, and he rushed himself back to the cruise ship on one of his tenders, and then he managed to get the boat on the wave breaker, stranded, and then he was trying to get it off with bow and stern thrusters, and I didn't understand why, because he has two big pods, and the pods can rotate 180 degrees with 40,000 horsepower on them, so he easily could have just reversed full throttle back out to the sea. He made an announcement to the people aboard that it was unforecasted wind and that he had 60 knots of wind. Well, I saw this storm coming a week ago. Friday we will get some storms probably, so then we want to be on the boat.
Yeah.
With basic weather instruments and forecast. He has radars and you name it. And he was ashore, so it will probably cost him his job. And then last night and today the forecast shows about 40 knots. They set up for Italy with 40 knots of wind straight on the beam, so also not a very comfortable night and day for them probably. But I hope they make it safely to Messina, Italy. We also didn't see any divers or something to check the damage to the hull, because it was on the rocks/sand, so there can be some damage. They didn't inspect it. They didn't make any further announcement. They just left for Italy, and that's it, I guess. We will keep in touch with the family. Let's see what the cruise ship company is saying about this accident.
So yeah, that's the story behind the grounded cruise ship, guys. Okay guys, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave us a like and a comment, share with your friends, because all of these small things really help to grow our channel. And a special thank you to our Patreons. Your monthly support means everything to us. Okay guys, see you next week. Bye!